Salam Gen X. Tahukah anda, tahun 1990-an, lebih daripada 700 buah buku telah diharamkan oleh kerajaan. Bayangkan, lebih daripada 700 buah buku. Siapakah penulis-penulisnya? Apakah sebab buku ini diharamkan? Kita hari ini berada di Ilham Gallery di Kuala Lumpur untuk mendengar pembentangan oleh Amir Muhammad, penulis, penerbit buku, pengarah filem yang akan bercerita mengenai hal ini.
It says any article, caricature, photograph, report, notes, writing, sound, music, statement, or any other thing. 60s relatively low, 71 went up a bit, 80s went down actually, and then we have this huge anomaly in the middle, which is the decade we are concentrating on. And suddenly there was a big thing, then it went down, and the current decade also it'll be even lower than this. I've seen the first 5 years, it's very low. It was 200 plus in Chinese one. I remember one of the titles was Ini Yuk Yang Bergada Besar dan Bijak. These were the titles I recognized because of the writers were well known and the titles were kind of well known. So there are two Harold Robbins books here. Harold Robbins has published many books, but for some reason only 3 are banned in Malaysia. And there's another one banned in a different decade. I deliberately put V.S. Naipaul in between because it's the sort of thing he would have hated, you know. You put V.S. Naipaul sandwiched between Harold Robbins. And also this, Among the Believers, ironic because there's a chapter in Malaysia where he interviewed Anwar Ibrahim. But that book was written in the 70s, I think. Anwar was still in Abim. And that's banned. Harold Robbins, obviously, because of sex. Shannon Ahmad is not one of them. Obviously, he's never. Yeah. No. Surprisingly, no. Yes. That's a good guess, though. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, Sudinem, never seen. So, aside from the 3 Mona Gersang books, which made him rich, but I don't know how rich, because these things, those of us who have read it, and I'm sure nobody will admit to it, but some of you have, were mostly distributed in pirated form. It's like photocopy, that kind of thing. So I think not many people actually, went to a shop and bought it. Number 3. Number 2, if you're Kelantanese, maybe you will know. There's a famous imam about. This is number 1. The reason I put 43 in bracket question mark is his name was spelled differently in different ways in the government website. Most of it is Ustaz Ashari Muhammad, and then there's one Ustaz Ashari Muhammad and Ustazah Khatijah his wife. They call her Umuja. Okay? And then suddenly he's also listed as Abuya Sheikh Imam Ashari Muhammad. That's the same person. And then he became Ashari Muhammad also. And then suddenly you got Sheikh Imam Ashari. And then you got Ustaz Haji, where Haji is HZ, and Haji is full. So if you're not careful, you will read all this, and you would think it's like different persons, but it's the same person. So he is, of course, the founder of the Al-Arkam movement. And except for a few, there's one about tsunami. Do you see a tsunami? Yeah. So tsunami was obviously during after the Aceh tsunami. But most of this were all banned in the 90s. So I think this is already one reason why 1990s so many books banned, because of not only him but other people associated with him publish a lot of publications to do with Arkam, and that constitutes a big chunk of the banned list.
On behalf of Ilham, we would like to thank Amir very much for the very amusing and informative talk, and please join me in giving him another big round.